Hey, welcome to the EV Ready training series powered by FleetWise. So let's have a look at the importance of benefit in kind or company car tax or van tax if you're providing vans. If you provide vehicles to your employees as part of their remuneration package, whether that is a perk of the job or whether that is a tool of the trade, you will undoubtedly be required as a driver to pay tax on that benefit, kind of like you would have to pay tax on your salary, but it's not taxed in the same way as salary. So let's look at cars first of all in the electric vehicle space. If you provide an electric vehicle as a company car to one of your employees, provided that the vehicle is given as by reason of their employment, which it obviously would be, and if it is made available for private use, which invariably it would be if it isn't left back at the workplace, then your employee is required to pay company car tax on that benefit. How is it worked out? Let's understand that because it's important to know this when we're looking at whole life costs of cars. To work out company car tax on an electric vehicle, or indeed any vehicle, you would take the list price of the vehicle and you would multiply that by a percentage based on the vehicle's CO2 emissions. And the lower the emissions, the lower the percentage. And the very lowest percentage is for electric vehicles, of course, where the emissions percentage would be 2%. As you have a higher emitting car, that percentage goes up and up and up to its maximum of 37% for the highest emitting petrol and diesel vehicles. But let's concentrate on the electric ones here. You're going to multiply the list price by 2%, and then the third piece of the calculation is you're then going to multiply that by the driver's marginal rate of tax. So if we assumed that the car was a £50,000 car, and the driver was a 40% taxpayer, the calculation would look like this. You would have £50,000 multiplied by 2%, multiplied by 40%. And that is the level of tax that the driver would pay per year. And clearly you might divide that by 12 to get a monthly figure. That figure of 2% is fixed until April 2025, when it will increase by 1% per year through to April 2028, which means it will end up at 5% of the list price. If you compare that to some of the CO2 percentages for the petrol diesel vehicles, that still gives a compelling advantage for the company car driver to go electric. It is financially worth their while to make the switch to electric. Helping your driver understand that could be a key tool in you getting them on board. If you can offer them the equivalent of, I don't know, maybe a £300, possibly even a £400 a month pay rise, if they can make a switch from their current petrol car into an electric car, suddenly your driver becomes interested in wanting to know how to do that because it's financially worth their while to do it. It's also worth bearing in mind that as an employer, you will pay Class 1A national insurance on the benefit in kind that your employee pays. So it's not just the employee that benefits from going electric here from a tax perspective, it's also you as the employer. The lower the tax your driver pays, the lower the Class 1A NIC you pay as an employer. And it's crucial to factor in all of these things when you're looking at the whole life cost of going electric. So it doesn't matter whether the car or van is more expensive to buy or lease, you're factoring in some of these tax incentives too. LCV van is much easier. Currently, LCVs are 0 rated for electric vans. So there is no van tax on an electric van. So there really shouldn't be an issue there. The issues with going electric around LCVs lie elsewhere. It's not in the tax. It might be around the productivity and efficiency of the vehicle, but we'll cover that in another session. It's not really one for benefit in kind. So there's a few things around benefit in kind. Your drivers sort of need to be aware of that. And if they're aware of that, it's a real key advantage to helping you go electric. Hope that's been of use. Go to fleetwise.info if you'd like to listen back onto this session or look at any of the other videos in the session. And we look forward to seeing you at the next one. Thank you.